Welcome to our PeopleSoft Landing Page video series. This is part one of a three-part journey where we'll dive into designing and building your very own landing page. In this first video, we'll get you up to speed on the technology behind the scenes and show you how to lay out your landing page. Next, we'll introduce the landing page modeler utility that lets you pick styles and CSS variables on the fly and see your changes instantly. You can even copy and paste these styles right into your style classes and style sheets to speed things up. Then, in part 3, we'll take it up a notch with advanced tricks for crafting more complex landing pages. Throughout all 3 videos, you'll see step-by-step demos, each one building on the last. So by the end, you'll have a solid grip on the full landing page design process, from basics to expert layouts. So, what are we actually covering in this video? We'll talk about all the technology used to pull off a landing page, run through the styles and CSS variables you'll need, and then break down how to create a homepage content reference object, or CREF. We'll also check out some new configuration options at both the homepage and section levels. These are especially handy for landing page development. After that, you'll see how to build out sections and fill them with content. We'll talk about different tile forms you can use, and to wrap things up, we'll jump into a demo where we build a simple landing page and enhance it with some styling. Let's begin by exploring what a PeopleSoft landing page is and how it can transform your user's experience. Let's talk about what makes a PeopleSoft landing page special. PeopleSoft landing pages provide a tailored one-stop starting experience for every user and enables them to seamlessly navigate to relevant content and operational areas within the applications. No more hunting around different homepages based on your job role. This is a whole new, streamlined way to navigate PeopleSoft. While the landing page seems new, it's basically a homepage with sections, tiles, and extra styling, powered up by new features in PeopleTools 8.6.2. You can design it to display exactly what your users need, from their role, specific content, to recent activity, and more. And if you've ever built a sectional homepage before, you're already halfway there. Same pages, same steps, just a fancier layout. Next, we'll break down the essential components that come together to create an effective landing page. PeopleSoft uses cascading style sheets, or CSS technologies, for designing a landing page. In this context, if you want to know more about the CSS language, study the following topics: nested CSS syntax, containers, container units, and container queries, CSS grid layouts, and CSS custom properties, also called CSS variables. However, the intent of this video is to guide you on implementing a landing page even if you don't possess CSS knowledge, by breaking the whole process into parts and finally showing you a hands-on demonstration. Let's talk about the backbone of the page, the grid layout. A landing page is laid out in a 12-column grid, which is a typical user interface grid standard. CSS columns are numbered from 1 to 12. The outer columns, or columns 1 and 12, are the gutter columns providing vertical padding on each side. That means you have 10 columns on a landing page to lay out your sections. The landing page examples used in the demonstration later in this video rely on the 12th column with 2 gutter columns default settings. In the column image, you'll notice that there are 2 rows in this layout. Each section by default takes up its own row within the homepage layout and grows as large as necessary to contain the section. The column image information seen on your screen will become important as we start to configure the sections to share horizontal space, which will be discussed in the third part of this video series. For more information on the CSS grid layout, refer to the technical brief, Introduction to Landing Page Section Layout in PeopleTools 8.6.2, Doc ID KB858992. Now, about the look of your page. It comes from style sheets. Style sheets are definitions that store margins, spacing, fonts, borders, color, and other layout settings for particular elements of a page. Similarly, for a landing page, you'll work with style classes and style sheets to configure the look and feel. In the landing page CREF, you can apply style sheets using the content reference attributes of PS style sheets. If you have multiple style sheets, use a semicolon as a separator. These style sheets should be available as an object in your database to be loaded when an attribute is found at various levels. Note that style sheets are loaded at homepage load time only and will only be loaded once, even if referenced by multiple sources. Creating a custom style sheet is not restricted to Application Designer. You can use the Branding Objects page in the PeopleSoft application to create a custom style sheet. We'll discuss this option in more detail in the third video of this series. You can read more on this functionality in the online help, Creating System Definitions and Objects for Branding. PeopleSoft provides built-in style classes to aid you in the styling of your landing page. The styles can be applied at the homepage CREF level, section level, and tile level to promote modular implementation and reusability. You should use the content reference attribute or the section attribute of PS style classes to specify it. When you specify multiple style classes, separate them with a semicolon. The first style that's mandatory for a landing page is called PSC HP Model A. The PSC HP Model A style provides the landing page look and feel for a homepage or a dashboard, and it's implemented at the homepage styling level. To implement it, you must apply this style for homepages and dashboards through the content reference attribute of PS style classes. It's important to apply the style because all other styles and CSS variables work only in conjunction with this foundational style class. When you use this style class, it's essential that the Uses Custom Layout checkbox is also enabled. Otherwise, some layout issues may occur on small form factor devices. The delivered styles are described in the online help, Applying Styles from Delivered Style Sheets. A few tips to understand the style patterns. Styles specific to PSC HP Model A are available in the style sheets as shown on your screen. A table lists the style pattern and provides a description for each style pattern. Styles are available for color, styling, layout, and behavior. You can also use CSS variables or custom properties to control the visual presentation of your landing page. You specify the CSS variables in your custom style sheets. A list of the CSS variables delivered in PeopleTools and the levels at which these can be applied are described in the online help. While it's important to understand these delivered CSS variables, initially, you may want to focus on 4 basic CSS variables, namely, PT section column start. This sets the starting column for a section on the landing page. The default is 2, or starts at the column past the gutter. PT section column end. This sets the ending column value for a section on a landing page. This defines the width of the section, which will vary based on browser window size. The default is -2, which means go all the way to the next to the last column, so the gutter is maintained. PT section row start. This sets the starting row for a section on a landing page. The default is auto, meaning let the browser take care of row starting. PT section row end. This sets the ending row for a section on a landing page. This value can contribute to determining the height of a section. Used typically if you want multiple sections to share horizontal space with a single section. The default is auto. In this section, we'll walk through the process of setting up a content reference, a key step in building your landing page. You'll recall that a landing page is basically a sectionalized fluid home page, so you can use the Content Ref Administration page to create a landing page. You're familiar with the configurations on this page, but we'll need to understand some of the configurations that are essential for a landing page. We'll discuss the configurations that are applicable at the homepage CREF and section levels. The configurations associated with tiles will be discussed in the topic on creating different presentations of tiles. The following configurations are applicable at the homepage CREF level on the General tab. Uses custom layout. Select this setting when you create an advanced sectionalized homepage. Selecting this setting prohibits the adaptive changes automatically performed by the system when running on a small form factor device, making the responsibility of the custom layout to handle all visual changes for the small form factor device. Additionally, Any home page marked as custom layout does not get home page and tile branding applied automatically. Hide notification panel. You can use this option to hide the notifications panel for all users when this home page is displayed. Hiding the notifications panel provides more real estate for you to design the landing page. Disable end-user personalizations. For landing pages, it's necessary that end-user personalization is disabled, so that when you create a landing page, you must select this option. Selecting this option also ensures that end-user personalization is disabled for sections within this landing page. The following configurations are applicable at the section template or section level. Select the Section Assignments tab. Hide section header. This option enables you not to display the text in the section header, including the section image for a section. Disable collapsible section header. Use this option to ensure that the section header always remains expanded. If you select an image for the section header, the image appears in the section header area. To display the image, you must select this option. Disable end-user personalizations. This option is enabled and not available for any changes. Similarly, the Allow Rename option is not available for editing because we've disabled end-user personalization. Hide in Personalize. Select to hide the section on the Personalize homepage page. The section with its tiles is hidden, that is, users cannot copy the tiles to another homepage. In effect, a section with this attribute is a system-owned section. Section Loader Application Class. You must create an application class if you want to load tiles dynamically in a section. It's an extension to the base class Dynamic Loader as shown on the screen. Here, you should specify the full local path of the application class. Applicable at section template or section level. Prior to PeopleTools 8.6.2, the primary way to add tiles to a home page was by selecting them through the Tile Content page. However, with the introduction of the Section Loader application class, there's now a more dynamic approach available. By leveraging an application class that extends the Dynamic Loader base class, you can programmatically load tiles into a section at runtime. The key method within this class is loadSection, which is responsible for loading all tiles and other section content. We'll cover the structure and implementation details of this application class in depth in the third video of this series. Now, we'll bring these concepts together as we design a straightforward landing page from scratch. After creating the homepage CREF, we can start laying out the landing page. You'll remember that a landing page or advanced sectionalized homepage cannot have tiles outside a section. You must create sections as a container for the tiles. You can create a layout of sections to span the entire width of the homepage, or you can lay the sections side by side. Also, sections can be elastic, that is, they can grow horizontally or vertically as you add more tiles to it. We'll discuss these complex layout options, laying sections side by side, in a later video. In this video, we'll look at a simple layout, using sections that, by default, span the full width of the homepage. A section in a landing page can contain two types of tiles. The first type is static tiles, which are directly associated with a section by using the Tile Content and Section Assignments pages. Alternatively, you can also populate a section with dynamically generated tiles, which are created at runtime through an application class as we discussed earlier. For the purposes of this video, we'll focus solely on working with sections that contain static tiles. In the third video of this series, we'll discuss more about sections with dynamically generated tiles. PeopleSoft also enables you to create section templates that can be reused in other home pages. A section template defines a single section definition and is stored in the Fluid Section Templates folder under the Fluid Structure Content folder, which you import in a home page. When you import a section, all the attributes and settings specified in the section template are applied to the imported section. PeopleTools delivers 3 section templates, namely Recently Visited, Favorites, and Navigation Collections. Refer to the Using Delivered PeopleTools section templates topic in Online Help for information on importing and using these section templates. PeopleSoft applications may also deliver section templates, which you can reuse in your landing page if required. In a section, you can present tiles in these three user interface forms: as a standard tile, as a button, or as a link. Before we move on to discuss the different forms that tiles can take, let's take a closer look at the tile content reference, which includes new attributes designed to support these various tile forms, as well as important accessibility settings. The Identify Tile as a Button attribute allows you to render a tile as a button rather than its default appearance as a link. The Use Alternate Text on Tile Image option is particularly valuable when a button-style tile does not include text. It ensures that both hover text and alternate text properly describe the button's function for users. The Disable Accessible Description as Tile attribute lets you turn off the tile's accessible description. This setting is often used with the Identify Tile as a Button option, ensuring that screen readers don't announce it as a tile. It can also be helpful when configuring a tile to appear as a link. These new attributes make it easier to tailor tile behavior and appearance while maintaining strong accessibility standards. You can also specify style classes applicable at the tile level using the PS Style Classes attribute. Let's begin with the standard tile. These are tiles with image and text or tiles with live data. However, the visual presentation of these tiles can be changed by applying appropriate styles. For example, tiles can be displayed as a collection with a separator line, a tile can span the width of a section, or a tile can display secondary text in addition to the main text. Tile presented as a button. This is a special tile that can be configured as a button instead of the default rendering as a link. You must ensure that it is the first tile in a section for tab ordering. You can use the tile to open a modeless window, which enables users to perform section-specific actions, or it can also be used to transfer to another component. Special styling is applied to the tile to make it appear in the upper right corner of a section. If you're generating tiles dynamically, ensure that in your People code you set the following properties for the tile: tile.isButtonRole property and set it to true, tile.isNotTile property and set it to true, tile.StyleClasses property and specify the PSC section action button attribute, tile.useAltText property and set it to true. For static tiles in the tile definition, you should select the following options on the Fluid Attributes tab: Identify Tile as a Button, Use Alternate Text on Tile Image. At the section level, ensure that in the PS Style Classes attribute, enter the PSC Section Action Button value. Tile presented as a link. You can create a tile to appear as a link or hyperlink. Styling or properties should be applied to the tile to behave as a link. At the tile level, use the PSC Tile Simple Link Style class to convert a tile to a hyperlink. Or, at the section level, use the PSC Section Link Collection Style class, which converts all tiles in the section into a collection of links displayed vertically. In People code, you should use the tile.isNotTile property and set it to true. For static tiles, in the tile definition, you should select the following option on the Fluid Attributes tab: Disable Accessible Description as Tile. When you add tiles to a section, these group tiles are referred to as a collection. By applying specific styles at the section level, you can transform all the tiles in that section into a particular collection format. 4 main collection forms are available: Elastic, Link Collection, Simple List Collection, and Simple Tile Collection. An elastic section is created by applying the PSC Section Elastic style. This makes every tile within the section elastic, allowing them to expand and fill the full width of the section container. A link collection is achieved by applying the PSC Section Link Collection style. This converts each tile within the section into a hyperlink, displaying them as a vertical stack of links. To create a list collection, apply the PSC Section Simple List Collection style. This makes all tiles elastic and adds a horizontal bottom border between items, presenting them as a clear, separated list. For a tile collection, use the PSC Section Simple Tile Collection style. This rearranges each tile's layout, placing the tile image at the top and the tile label below the image, providing a visually distinct tile presentation. More detailed information about these style options and their implementation can be found in the online help, Portal Technology. In this demonstration, we'll create a simple landing page containing a few sections and static tiles. We'll apply a few styles to the tiles and sections to convert tiles to links and change the appearance of a section. Use Global Search to navigate to the Structure and Content menu. As mentioned previously, a landing page is a sectionalized home page, so the process of creating a landing page is similar to creating a home page content reference. In the Homepage tab Attributes area, you must select the Uses Custom Layout option. This option has been described previously in this video. The Hide Notification Panel option has also been described previously. You must select the Disable End User Personalizations option to ensure that end users cannot personalize a landing page. The PSC HP Model A style class has been described previously in this video. It's essential to reiterate that you must set this style class for the homepage definition when you create a landing page, because all other styles and CSS variables work in conjunction with this foundational style class. When you save the page, the Save As button appears on the page. The Save As button is not available in Add mode. Use the Save As button to clone the delivered homepage or dashboard. It provides administrators a starting point to build upon the delivered definition. On saving the cloned homepage, administrators can navigate to the new definition. On the Security page, define the portal registry security for the homepage definition. Let's create two sections, Team and Quick Links, which will be completed on the Section Assignments page. First, let's select tiles using the Tile Content tab. This is necessary so the tiles are available for assignment to a section. When you select tiles, ensure that you set the tile behavior. For sections, tile behavior cannot be optional. You may also set the tile behavior when you assign the tiles to a section. You'll notice that the Section Assignments page shows the total number of tiles and the number of unassigned tiles. Dynamic tiles created within PeopleCode are not included in this count. Only static tiles associated through the Tile Content page are included. You'll also notice that the Disable End User Personalizations option is enabled and not available for editing. Similarly, the Allow Rename option is not available for editing. The behavior types that are applicable to home pages are also applicable to sections. The sequence of sections is maintained within a home page corresponding to the value specified in the order setting. Use the Section Image option to associate an image with the section. The image is displayed in line with the section label. The Loader class has been described previously in this video. We'll use the Loader class in a later video. Let's create the two sections that we need for the landing page. For the Team section, let's assign the tiles in this order: Team Calendar, Update Team Information, Total Rewards, and Team Performance. The order of tiles specified here is maintained within the section. For the Quick Links section, let's assign the tiles in this order: Directory, Calendar, and Learning. Note that a landing page should not contain tiles outside a section. By design, it's necessary to assign all tiles to sections. The second section has been added to the landing page. When you save the definition, you'll notice that the View in New Window button appears in the Section Assignments page. PeopleTools provides this button as a handy tool to view the home page. Use the View in New Window button to view the developed home page as a new tab on the browser. You should note that this is merely a quick navigational access to see the home page as you set the layout of the home page with its sections. This is a basic landing page. You'll notice that the two sections span the entire width of the landing page. This is the default size of a section. The newly created landing page should be set as the first home page. The basic landing page is now ready. You'll notice that the image for the Quick Links section is not visible. We'll rectify that by using styles a little later. Let's add a couple of sections to the landing page by importing sections from the Section Templates folder. You could also add sections to your landing page using section templates that are delivered by PeopleTools or PeopleSoft applications as per your business requirements. The Import feature lists all the section templates that are available. Use the Import Section button to copy a predefined section definition into your landing page. It's important to note that if you want to make any changes to the imported section, you must make the changes only after importing it to your landing page. A section template is a fully functional section, so when you import it, the section functions correctly in the landing page. Let's add a section template that acts as a welcome message for a user and specify it as the first section. Let's use the View in New Window button to view the modified landing page. The imported section is displayed as the first section on the landing page. Let's import another section template, the Recently Visited section. We'll import the Recently Visited section that has been delivered by PeopleTools, and it functions exactly like the Recently Visited button on the Quick Access menu. You'll notice that, like the Welcome section, you do not have to perform any additional tasks for the section to function in the landing page. It's displayed as the last section on the landing page. We've discussed styles in a previous topic on this video. Let's use some of these styles to alter the color of a section and to change the tile presentation. To specify styles, use the Section Attributes area and add the PS Style Classes attribute. In the Team section, let's change the presentation of tiles. The Team section contains standard tiles. Using the PSC Section Simple List Collection style, you can change the tile presentation as a list. Let's see how the tiles would appear when the tiles are styled as links. To make the tiles appear as links, we'll use the PSC Section Link Collection style. However, we'll revert this change and apply the previous style and save the definition. Next, let's apply a few styles to the Quick Links section. In the Quick Links section, you'll notice that the section image is not displayed because the section image color merges with the background color. So we'll change the section theme. The change in the section theme makes the section image visible on the page. However, this change affects the display of the tiles. The tiles may look better if they were transparent. Let's apply a style to render the tiles as transparent and see how it looks. For the purposes of this demonstration, we've created a user who has access only to this landing page, and this user logs into the PeopleSoft application. The end user, as seen on the screen, can see only the landing page that you created. You'll also notice that the home page selector is converted to the simple text form of the landing page title, that is, Demo Home. However, if an end user of your PeopleSoft application has access to multiple home pages, the home page selector behavior does not change. Let's log out of the PeopleSoft application. Then we'll log in as an administrator for the next steps of the demonstration. You'll notice that this process is an iterative design process and involves a lot of experimentation to get the styling of sections and tiles as you want them to appear. To ensure that your experience of styling a landing page is both smooth and efficient, Oracle PeopleSoft delivers a Chromium extension. It's called the PeopleSoft Landing Page Modeler. The PeopleSoft Landing Page Modeler extension is installed and activated on your browser, so you'll see the P icon on the browser address bar. Clicking it launches the Modeler utility. As seen on the screen, the utility shows the name of the landing page and displays the system and structural information, the applied style classes, and CSS styling applied to the landing page. The utility lets you pick styles and CSS variables on the fly and review the effects of your changes instantly on the browser. We'll see the Modeler utility in more detail in the next video in this series. This concludes the demonstration of a basic landing page. In this section, we'll point you to helpful resources and documentation to support you as you continue your landing page journey. You can download the companion slides with images and notes from this video from the Oracle Learning Library. On the PeopleSoft Information Portal, you'll find a link to Introduction to Fluid Homepage Section Layouts for PeopleTools 862, which provide guidance on laying out sections within a landing page. For more information on designing a landing page, refer to the PeopleSoft Online Help for PeopleTools 862 and refer to these guides: Portal Technology, PeopleCode API Reference.